Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the first full video in over a year and first full video of 2026. So I meant to post this video earlier, or to make and post this video or on like the 1st, but I wanted to take advantage of my long weekend, so I was resting for a bit, and then now I have the time. I've been rested, I have the energy, so I can do it. And for this video I'm just going to be doing my makeup while having a big recap of all of 2025, because honestly it was a big year for me, a lot with personal growth too, a lot of new experiences, things I never thought I'd do, places I never thought I'd go. I went, had fun, met a lot of amazing people, and got a lot of autographs, and like it was just a big year for me, a year that would have never happened had I not had the brother I have. So today's video is going to be a recap of my big eventful year and the first video for the new year, and I'm going to be doing my makeup, so yeah. So I'm going to go chronologically because why not. So for January was, I think, a very big month, because we went to, my brother and his fiance at the time wanted to go to Albuquerque Comic-Con, and they invited me, and I was like, thank you. Also for sharing expenses 3 ways, right? Because it's expensive. I had to go to Albuquerque, so for the gas, the Airbnb, everything, it was really expensive. So having 3 people to pay for the expenses was useful, it was necessary. So we went there, it was so awesome. I met a few, well technically I met all 4 people that are on my wall right now, which is the actor that plays Travis Mayweather in Star Trek Enterprise. I met Jared Padalecki, I met Samantha Smith, and I met Ty Olsson. And I did also meet Jim Beaver, but that autograph was for my brother's friend, I believe. So he was getting the autograph, I was just there with him. But it was insane. Originally, for the day that we went, which was a Saturday, Jared Padalecki wasn't gonna be there. So to see him there while we're waiting in line for Jim Beaver, that was so awesome, and I was so nervous. I was like, oh my god, it's Jared, it's Jared, it's Jared, it's Jared. So yeah, his autograph was more expensive than the rest, obviously, because main character of Supernatural. Yeah, but I got it, and I'm so excited. So yeah, it's just up on my wall now, along with Samantha Smith and Ty Olsson. So if that was exciting. And we stayed there in Albuquerque till the next day, because we had the whole weekend. So, but we left Albuquerque around noon the next day because we had to get back home, because we all work. So obviously we had to get back home before Monday. So that was the beginning of January, which for me at work was like the worst time for me, because my company, the owner of my company, the company I work at, he recently opened a new store. So we had to like really work hard at the beginning of January to get all orders done for that. So the trip to Albuquerque was like a reward after all that hard work. Yeah, but it was amazing. We also stopped at the Albuquerque Mall before we left, and it's huge. We didn't even get everywhere because, like I said, we had to come home. But it's a huge mall. If I went back to Albuquerque, I want to go back there. Technically, I did go back to Albuquerque, but we didn't stay because, again, we had to come back to work. We had to come back to work on Monday, so we couldn't stay. But yeah, that was an amazing experience. And I hate to say this because this was a really big problem. But between the months of February and March, had a very bad time with our mailman here. Nothing too bad, but not good either. Like, he wasn't scary or like so aggressive, but we're like as stalkerish as like an actual like stalking following. But still, the fact that this guy is the mailman and he was kind of like, as that, he was like stalking and always being at our house sometimes and like talking to us more than, well, talking to me more than, you know, a mailman should. But yeah, it was a scary time. It's just, it was so bad sometimes that I stayed out of the house because I was scared of like him coming and asking to talk to me or something. But just the fact that he's still delivering the mail, even when we brought it up to like the postal authorities and everything, he still works, he still does the mail, but he at least leaves us alone now. He just leaves our packages and that's it. So anyway, so that was the whole ordeal between February and late March, possibly early April, but I don't know for sure. And then I know I wrote it down here, but like on March 14th, and I wrote it down because I had to really be a pet owner. I had to be an adult. But on March 14th, I had to take my cats to get their shots. And I tried to have someone go with me because I was like, I can't do 2 cats on my own. I can't carry 2 cat cages on my own with 2 cats. One that meows all the time and one that just is so quiet. But no one will come with me. Plus we also had a broken cat cage, so I needed someone to make sure they wouldn't get out, but no one wanted to come with me, so I had to go on my own. I had to go all the way over to the east side to get stuff done, and I live in the northeast. So yeah, that was a whole lot, but thankfully it went well. Got both cats their vaccines and everything, so yeah. And then in April, sorry, I'm trying to find my setting, thank God. Okay, so for April, there was El Paso Comic-Con that we went to, and from there I met another Star Trek person, Data from Star Trek Next Generation. Brent Spiner is the actor's name. I was trying to remember it, sorry. I met Brent Spiner, and that was awesome. Got his autograph. I forgot his name, but Kraglin from Guardians of the Galaxy. Got a picture and a signature. Amazing. And then I remember those two because I took the pictures. No, but we met Patrick Warburton. And then we got to sit in on him. I got to sit in on, it was Brent Spiner's and then Patrick Warburton's different little panel, like, things where you could go and ask them questions and they talk a lot. I hate that I said they talk a lot, but they do, like, answer questions and then they talk about, you know, their experiences with the shows or their roles and stuff, yeah. So we sat in on a few of those, and we even got to sit in on me and my brother's fiance at the time. Or then fiance, I should say. But we got to also sit in on at the end of a Brandon Rogers little panel thing, so that was amazing too. And they wanted autographs and pictures with Brandon Rogers too, but their line was so long. Like, yeah, he's a big name, but like the line was so long. Anyways, but yeah, that was a Paso Comic, a lot happened. That was awesome. Dude, I would have never, like, without my brother and his partner at the time, and just all that in general, like, I would have never gone there if it hadn't been for them. And that's awesome. Like, and I'm glad I did, because that was awesome experiences. So yeah, that was highlight of April. And then for May is when things got difficult. So I'm gonna be using this palette for just eyeshadow today, just this singular palette, because I'm trying to do basic, because I'm not going anywhere. If I do go somewhere, it's gonna be to the grocery store. But yeah, May is when things started to take a turn. Not with me, but family life, you know. I can use this brush and put in the lid, put a dark color in the lid, like one of the darker browns. Maybe like this one. Can you see? Yeah, that one. For the eyelid, for the crease in there. I have never used these colors on this palette. So this is my first time using it. But yeah, so I don't think my brother would like me to share his dirty laundry, so I'm just gonna say things got tough. Things got tough in multiple places. I started online dating. And for other places, the family things got tough. So I'm not gonna talk about where things got tough, but I'm gonna talk about me, because it's not my place to say anyone else's business. But for me, that was the big thing of that month, and for a few months after that was the online dating. Because like for that whole month, like I was talking to, I'm just gonna say the online dating in general, I learned a lot about myself, like what I'd like in a partner, what I'd want, what I stand for, you know, like my boundaries and stuff like that. Like I learned all that from the online dating, and I'm glad I did. It gave just talking to new people was hard for me, so for me to do that, and so it was difficult, but it wasn't at the same time, because technically those people, thinking about it, those people are in the same boat as me, not like knowing me, so you know how things would go, who knew. But yeah, nothing was bad. Nothing bad happened while on the dating app, obviously. Nothing bad happened. But I did, like I said, I did learn a lot about like others, about people's experiences, about what I would like, what, you know, like things, like the type of relationship that I would want, the type of person I would want, you know, the values, the beliefs. I learned all that, and like what I'd want from the online dating, from matching and talking to so many people. Well, technically a few, because I didn't talk to everyone, because it's not that I'm picky, it's just that I'm shy. But yeah, so that was from May and onward until about, I think July or early August is when I stopped using online dating, because I didn't want to anymore, and I wasn't putting any effort into it anymore. So I just said, why am I still on it? Like I do the warmer brown now. Probably won't know the difference between my actual eyelid, but yeah. So, but the fact, like me, a shy person, a very shy person, talking to strangers, that's in, like I would have never done that like last year, like 2024 even. I would never have done that, but this year I did. Last year, 2025, I did. Like that's insane to me to see like how much like personal growth I've gone through to be able to actually initiate stuff like that. That's insane. This video is gonna be very long, by the way, so a lot of editing for me to do, but it's fine. But like, but yeah, it was, but yeah, like, it wasn't a bad experience. So yeah, I learned a lot. So that's the dating part. But after that, on like shortly after an end of a match, let's just say, like a couple days afterwards, I went to my first car show. Exotic car show, obviously. So I went to my first exotic car show, and it was loud, but it was kind of awesome because so many cool looking cars. Like, it was, and also people take really good care of their exotic cars. Like, these cars weren't just beautiful, they were perfect, man. They were loud and perfect. Like, they were so pretty and so cool. Yeah, me and the person were there for about 2 hours or so, and I was, even when we first got there, there were a bit of cars, and then after, like, while we were there were still more cars, like, kept pulling in and then setting up shop and revving their engines, and it was awesome. Yeah, it wasn't like a great experience, but like seeing all of it, like, it was kind of cool. It was a cool experience. But yeah, the next month, the next day, on June 14th, it's like a chronological order. Like, I don't know how else to, like, change to the next month, to the next date. So yeah, I'm doing my best over here. I'm a little out of practice with all of this. Talking, speaking into a camera, out of practice. But yeah, the next date was, I guess, important date was June 14th. And that's when I started attending, like, the card collectibles events. So right now, since Pokemon cards are a big thing, it's these events where there's a lot of Pokemon vendors where they buy Pokemon cards and then they sell them. Or there's also people there where whoever, like, when people come in, you could buy, trade, or you are just a seller there. But it depends on what you want. So my brother is a Pokemon vendor there, and a lot of them, so he needs help. So I was there, obviously, to help him, because on the weekends I don't do anything. I hate to say it, but I don't do anything except on Fridays. I always keep myself busy with cleaning, because I have 2 cats in the same room with me. I need to clean. I'm using this orange, a lipstick called Marmalade 27. So yeah, so Friday I'm just cleaning the whole day. And then, see, on the Saturdays, I was always busy. So I said, why not? And he said he needed help, I didn't want to be alone. I was like, oh, okay, I'm there. I got you, bro. Literally, I got you, bro. He's done a lot, so much for me that's like, yeah, of course. Then, so orange, I know, it doesn't look right, but I kind of like it, actually. So yeah, so at that time, I've been going with him since June 14th, so that's why I'm only going to talk about June 14th. But yeah, I've been going with him to events to this day. Like, I always post him on my Instagram when we're gonna be there, like, when the days are. So if you want to, like, check out my Instagram every time there's a collection event, you can always do that. Especially if you're a Pokemon card collector. But, I mean, if you're watching a makeup video, I don't think you would be. But, you know, you may know someone that does collect Pokemon cards, or even sports cards, because there's a lot of sports cards vendors there too. And there's also sometimes comic book vendors. So yeah, that's always on my Instagram that I post, and my Facebook that I post those. So yeah. Insane. The most insane thing happened, and for me, there's no perfect segue into this, because it's I've never, like, this is the first time experience for me. The next thing I'm going to talk about, and I'm not going to talk about it too much because I'm scared. Just saying, I'm scared. But on the 1st of July, 3 days before Independence Day, right? It is Independence Day, right? Oh, and then I'm going to be using this lip gloss on top of the lipstick. It doesn't have a name or anything. No, it just says lip gloss, and it's like an orange one, so I was like, why not? But yeah, so insane. So I work in a warehouse. You may know that. Sorry. Well, there's a neighborhood behind my warehouse. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna describe it in any way. Not even how I want to. But let's just say it's insane. But there was a police raid at the street behind us. Like the little house that was right on the other side of the end of the property. That house right on the other side of the wall. That was raided by the police. And the police had to come through our parking lot, our property, to get back there and block it off so that no one would run. So yeah, all these police lining up in the front of our warehouse and then going to the back. It was insane. Like, it was insane. It was loud. We all recorded it because why not? It was our last hour, so we weren't doing anything. We weren't really doing anything, so we were just back there, phones to the screen door recording. But yeah, so I'm not gonna say anything more. Just that happened, and it was wow, first time ever. I was scared even though I wasn't there. But yeah, so yeah. And before Independence Day too, which is Independence Day, where I went to the mall alone on 4th of July to see the fireworks. It was so sad because I was alone. I had no one. But I kind of liked, I'm so sorry. But for me, I kind of liked that I was experiencing that alone because, you know, sometimes you have to experience things alone in order to, like, I don't know, grow or, like, understand. But yeah, after that, I wanted this to go by faster, and I'm talking so slow. It's just, I'm remembering everything. I'm like, oh my god. And for the life of me, I do not know how to put clips on. I try, and I'm like, how do you do it? Because no matter how much I do it, because look, my hair has gotten so much longer, so it's like, how do I manage it? How do I put it in a clip? But yeah, but it was a nice experience actually to see the fireworks on my own. I don't even know what I'm doing back here. Okay, that sucks. I'll just for this then. Okay, but yeah. So then after that, I don't want to talk about the hike because it was just a regular hike, but it was my first. On the 10th of July, I went on my first night hike because I haven't hiked since I was a child. But it was just a regular hike. We ended up having to go back early because we were tired, and because the weather turned so fast. Like it got so windy, so gloomy, and I think where the hike was happening, it started raining after we left because you could see the clouds coming in and like the water spurts. So yeah. there wasn't much until October for me, all the things that happened. Went to a lot of movies though. Technically I went on dates with the person I was seeing at the time. They were nice dates. They were good dates. Got food. Saw a few movies, cause yeah. So I've seen the How to Train Your Dragon movie, the live action. Saw the Jurassic Park movie and the Fantastic Four movie. Yeah. When I was dating this person. The How to Train Your Dragon movie I didn't see with him though. But the other two I did. And oh, and we also saw Weapons. And that one was good too. But yeah. And I like that because I love movies. Sometimes I love going to see the movies. I hate going alone, but you know, going with someone is always better. So going to see those movies. Those were movies that I wanted to see, but I was like, I won't go alone to them because it's kind of sad. I just didn't want to see them alone. So for him to be the person I was dating at the time, to liking films and like wanting to see movies a lot, I was like, why not? So anyways, I don't want to talk more about that, but which for October, that also brings me to a concert. Now I have to phrase this. I love rock music, but I would have never gone to a rock concert because my ears are so sensitive to sound, to touch, everything like that. I physically, like, if I can't hear or something goes wrong with my hearing, I freak out, I panic, I'm more anxious than I am like right now. Like I just get that whole like, oh my god, like panic. So I would have never gone to a rock concert. So I would have never gone to a rock concert. But my brother wanted to go to see was it the headliner, I guess you would say? Like the main band there that they were gonna have there. I think, I don't know, but like one of the bigger bands that were going to the concert. And so he wanted to see them, but obviously he didn't want to pay alone, and he didn't want to be alone. Like, and I don't blame him. If I was going out of town, I wouldn't want to be alone either, and that's me as a woman. So for him as a man, not wanting to be alone, like, even then I do get it, and I want my brother safe. So I was like, yeah, I'll go with you. Like, I'll go with you, because like one of the bands I love. So I was like, yeah, I'll go. So we went, and it was in Albuquerque. It was one of the was it the last stop on the Return to Dust, Breaking Benjamin, and 3 Days Grace concert. So we went there, and it was amazing. We weren't too close, and we weren't too far, so we were like at a perfect area where it didn't hurt my ears anything, like, at all. But like we can see, and the screen is like over there. Like, it was amazing. So yeah, that was a good concert. My brother loves 3 Days Grace, by the way, and I love Breaking Benjamin. I like 3 Days Grace, and we did not know about Return to Dust. That was a surprise to us because we didn't know they were gonna be there, and we haven't listened to any of their rock music. But I've been planning to ever since the concert. I just haven't gotten to it. But yeah, so yeah, that was insane. Like, I would have never been to a concert, especially a rock concert, had it not be for my brother not wanting to be alone. So pretty much for a lot of, like, my brother is like the reason why I am the way I am a lot of the times. Like, and I thank him for that, because I wouldn't be growing as a person if it wasn't for him. Like, I wouldn't be able to do some of the stuff I do if it wasn't for him. But yeah, I don't think anything else happened after that. Nothing surprising. Just normal, relaxing. I did learn how to stick to my boundaries and stuff this whole year. Like, I've figured that out, and I've been like to stand firm in all my decisions. I'm not gonna say anything because it's rude to talk about other people. But yeah, so yeah, I learned how to stick to my boundaries and stuff. when it comes to like talking to other people or dealing with other people, I really learned how to stand up for myself, and that's, but yeah. So aside from that, nothing exciting has happened. I've tried to learn my style again, as you've seen from posts, and I didn't start, it's been a very long time since making a video, like a full video, and even my short videos are not the best right now. I'm trying to not be so scared when I be in front of a camera now. I only got in front of the camera right now because both my parents are sleeping, so but yeah, so I'm still nervous when I do this, even though I know I'm like talking to a camera, I know I'm gonna be putting out to other people. So yeah, I'm a little scared, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, you know. I want to do this. My New Year's resolution is to make more long-form videos. But for me, what made me stop last year was that my other camera, like if you see on the Deadpool and Wolverine video, it was blurry. Like all of it was blurry, and I didn't realize till after I filmed it, and I still put it up because I was like, I still did it and I wanted it up, but like that's why I didn't want to film, and that's why I'm filming on my phone now. I'm like back to filming on my phone, but as you can see, I've got a much better setup now, and I love this setup because I can see myself, I can see what I'm doing and everything, and still like be in frame with you guys and everything. So yeah, yeah, that's pretty much everything. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. That's all I got, but I do plan to make more videos and set on a camera and do more makeup and stuff. I do post like outfits on Instagram and stuff, but yeah, this is a start for 2026, and yeah, this is where I'm starting for 2026. This look and this video is where I wanted to start. So just a recap as I go into, just recap for 2025, so that way I can go into 2026 to make more memories that I can then look back on at the end, just like I did for 2025. And hopefully I make a lot of good memories just like I did for 2025. Hopefully, praying, and yeah. So I'm not gonna give a sneak peek. I was going to, but my sneak peek is all the way on the other side of the room. But I am planning another video for either sometime next week or the week after. Hopefully next week. Cross fingers for next week. I need to be brave and do it. But there's a makeup set that I've had since 2024 of Christmas. I got it then, and I haven't used it yet, so I'm hoping to unbox it and use it next week for first other video, full video of 2025. So yeah, stay tuned for that, hopefully, and yeah, and I hope everyone had a great 2025 and has a good and positive 2026. So bye. Hold on, one more thing. So I forgot to mention this, but in December, obviously, we went to see the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie with my brother and his girlfriend, and yeah, that was that day. We went the week after opening week because they weren't available the week that it came out, so we went the next week, and yeah, we went on Sunday, and for the first ever time, I did cosplay. It wasn't a full cosplay because for the character I didn't have a wig or like a bun or even a tiara or anything, so I couldn't fully like dress up, but I had the whole like suit, and I did the face paint and everything. But I dressed up as Ballora for the first time, and it was amazing. Like, it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be, because I thought it would be really difficult, but it wasn't as hard as I made it seem after I looked at pictures, and then I tried doing it myself, and I was like, wait, this is so easy. Yeah, so yeah, I did that, and then went to see the movie, and a lot of people recognized the character, obviously, like some people liked it, and then people were like, oh my god, my favorite character, oh my god. And I was like, I was so happy with that. But yeah, it was my first time dressing up for a movie, and yeah, maybe like next convention I go to, I'll dress up as Ballora again. Maybe. Not saying anything, no promises, maybe. But yeah, so I just had to add that in real quick because I realized I forgot that, and it was just December, so yeah, I forgot that, but there it is. So yeah, right now, goodbye, have a good 2026, hope you had a good 2025, and have an even better 2026.